What are you talking about, Kayla? Mr. Mappa, what up? Wow, nice little echo there. Blew the eval yesterday. How'd you do that, man? If you were following your rules, that should be impossible. You look identical to my best friend. Identical. Jacked, calm, red beard hat. Sounds like a stud, man. It's going to be a great day. It is indeed. Probably put on the trade on trade of 8 and put it in the stop loss DVs and ended up hitting my stop loss and continued down. You didn't have the you didn't do the right order. You added to the order instead of closing the order. You had an extra buy order. If you were long and you had your stop loss set, you had a buy order set, so it added to it instead of closing it. You should have had a sell order, a sell stop. Very rarely will there be an issue like that where you'll have an actual, unless it's just moving so fast that it blows through it, but it'll just be slippage. It'll still close, but it'll just be a lot of slippage. Caught 50-point gold pump. There you go. I had to grab my water. Mohammed, what up? Hey man, I failed my eval. I was 120 pounds off for passing it. It was my mistake. I'm back with more discipline now. If you're right, there's loads of orders sitting below NQ, right? Not necessarily. It's pretty mixed at the moment. There are orders lower, but it's mixed. It's gonna take you a while to really get a grip on reading Bookmap. So just be patient with it. A lot of it is going to depend on you spending time watching Bookmap and TradingView together and not looking for a trade. You're just going to have days or maybe sessions, whether it's like you trade in the AM session and then for the PM session, you just sit here and watch it to really get a grip on what's going on. You like 6'5"? I'm not like 6'5". I am 6'5". That's a pretty good guess. Switch to Lucid for the 50% off. That's good, Matthew. Also, the other thing, Matthew, about the Lucid accounts is there's no time. Like with most prop firms, when you get an eval, if you don't pass it within 30 days, it'll charge you again. With Lucid, that's not the case. So you can just take your time. You can lower your sizing if you want. Just really focus on the fundamentals. Lucid payouts are like 15 minutes too. Try under a minute. Depends on your bank, I guess, or what country you're in. But dude, like 30 seconds, 45 seconds, they're unreal. Is there a big sell order on ES? Yeah, you're looking at 68.50. bro is trading Chris Bumstead. I need to make a counter on that. Like, we're going to have a counter on the live. How many times C-Bum gets mentioned? Didn't go live yesterday. No live on Thursdays. I have class at 8 a.m. and it's supposed to get out at 9:15. A lot of times it runs later than that. And it takes me about 20 minutes to get home from that. So it'd just be a pain in the ass, pain in the butt trying to rush to jump on here. And I've done it before and I feel all scrambled. I don't feel like I'm centered and in the right mindset to trade. So it's just easier not to stream on Thursdays. What kind of class you taking? That 8 a.m. class is a business class. I'm in college. So no multi-time. Kayla, what are you talking about? Each one of your comments has confused me. F trading, give us the diet and workout split. I have no problem posting that stuff, man. I've posted my current diet on my story recently. It's pretty intense. I'll check it out after the stream, Kayla. Yeah, right now I think I'm doing like 6 meals a day. I'm trying to get back in at my peak like I was before. Workout split's pretty simple, pretty common. Bro split, kind of chest, try, back, by, shoulders, arms, legs, abs. Christopher, what's up, man? Samir, what up? I have a keg right now, Dakota. Now, my core and my legs are my 2 weak points at the moment. Here's whiskey. I'm down this afternoon. I just saw your text. I'm down this afternoon, or when I get done streaming. What's the bias for the day? I don't really have one. The theme so far is that we're dumping. I'm still, I don't know if who was following me when I said this, but this dead cat bounce is what I was thinking we were in right here. So this big drop off and then this pullback, I was anticipating us going even lower at this point. We've kind of recovered. We just swept these highs and now we're dumping from there. So I would expect these lows to get taken now. These lows right here, but we'll see. The market has a mind of its own, man. I'm not a predictive trader. I'm a reactive trader. So whatever it does, we'll just be sitting here patient, waiting for a setup. PPI was at 8:30. Yes, it was. Exactly. Work first, play later. Do you have any tips on getting break even and then having your TP hit? It happens often for me. I don't know what to change. Are you going break even too soon because you're scared of losing money, or are you simply you have a strategy and you're following it, and it's like it just happens to be that you're getting stopped out and then it's going to. Because you can be in a scenario, I was having a conversation with somebody last night where you're just super, super worried about losing money. So you either put your stops way too tight, which is almost guaranteeing that you'll lose money. Because if it's like, let's say you get into a trade right here and then you put your stop right above it, you're almost like guaranteeing that you're scalping a loss at that point, basically. So you need to give your trade some breathing room. Don't be scared to lose some money. Lower your sizing if you need to, if the fear of losing money is what's causing you to break even. Or to go break even so soon. I went break even because we swept lows on ES, but I was targeting those lows on NQ. Yeah, I mean, I think that was a smart break even. But depending on your entry, if you were targeting these lows right here, you're targeting these lows. I'm gonna imagine you got in somewhere up here, right? So your stop shouldn't have been hit, your break even stop shouldn't have been hit yet. So did you put your stop in profit or did you put it at break even? I like to use swing points for my stop. So like let's say I got in up here, somewhere around the midnight area. Break even. What was your entry exactly? Can you give me a number? I want to see what you got going on. Pre-market setup yesterday was beautiful. Caught 200 points off it. Yeah, that unicorn, Christopher. I speak English. Hey Juan, me too, man. Today buy? I don't know. I don't predict. Got a C-step meeting today. I'll tell Bachman, like you said, what's up? Let him know. I texted him after that win the other night when we beat Duke. He sounded pretty pumped. We all get cooked on PPI. I can tell you I didn't because I didn't trade. Entry was 29, 9, 23, 25 on MNQ. 29, 24, 9, 23. Right there. So yeah, you shouldn't have been, your break even shouldn't have gotten hit yet. What hit it? Carolina Duke Part 2 comes soon. Yeah, it's going to be, I don't have high hopes unless Caleb gets better. Do people just come in and think you're their method to the trading success? I think they're just looking for advice, man, because this can get really lonely and demoralizing if you don't have someone to bounce ideas off of. So I think that's more of it. And what I like to say isn't necessarily that, I don't have all the answers or anything. I think that most strategies can be successful. The majority of the success depends on your psychology, though. You can trend line trade. You can be a scalper. You can be supply and demand. You can be ICT, order flow momentum, whatever. But I think if the biggest thing is getting your the wick at 29, 24, 9, 25. The biggest thing is getting your psychology right. Yeah, you were not letting that thing breathe enough, man. I would have had my stop above this swing high, or at least above this wick high right here. And I wouldn't have gone break even so soon. You got to let it breathe a little more. I understand why you did. Yeah, dude, the mental battle, especially when you're doing this by yourself, it's hard enough when you got people to talk to, but if you're doing it alone, man, it can get super lonely. I mean, it's not easy. Yeah, I get the reason you went break even. I would just say give it a little more breathing room. If you're targeting these lows on NQ, sorry, let me bounce back over. If you're targeting these lows, I definitely would have given it a little more breathing room. And I think that's a good target. Yeah, it was a good trade, I think. I mean, I think you had the right idea. Did I short yesterday? Yeah, I did. No, I took that unicorn that I posted. That was the first trade, and then I took like 3 or 4 other trades after that. And it was just bookmap, man. It was pitch and catch. I was basically, I was short all the way down, but it was different trades the whole time. There was key levels that I was looking at on the bookmap where there was piles of liquidity that I was targeting. So after I'd have my TP right at each pile, and they'd get smacked, and then we'd get a slight pullback. I'd get back in, and there was another pile that would get injected. I was just riding it down. I probably could have held, I know I could have held the whole time, but just to be safe, I was taking profit at different levels, keeping my stops pretty tight. Appreciate that, man. Sorry. Does Lucy give me a Trade of 8 login? Yeah. If you selected the Trade of 8 plan when you were signing up. There's a good amount below us now, down to 24.15, 24.10, 24.810. Once you sign up, Matthew, and you go to your dashboard, in the top right corner, it'll say Show Credentials, and that should be your login information. $2.5 is good, David. 2.5 is good. I took like 20 shorts yesterday. Yeah, I don't blame you, man. If you were just getting in and out because you were just anticipating a reversal, but you were still riding the short down, I don't think that's bad that you took that many trades. I understand. I took way more than I normally would too. It was just, it was such a dump that we were like, can this really keep going? If I had held my short from the very top, which was basically like right here, I was short right up here because there was a unicorn on the 5-minute. We had this unicorn here, breaker, and then there was a 4-minute gap inside of that. Right there. I got short right there on the edge of that 4-minute. I took profit down here at this first swing low because we were right next to market open. It was 10 minutes before market open. I was like, I don't want to hold this through market open. My luck, it'll shoot right back up. So I took profit right there. And then after we started dumping, I got back in and basically rode the whole thing down. Sweep of London high was right here. Yeah, Andrew, shoot me a DM. I do use Lucid. You comfortable taking shorts this low in the range? Yeah, I would be. Yeah, but I want to see clear confirmation from the book map. What's a unicorn? Sweep of a major level, V-shaped recovery, breaker formation, fair value gap in the direction of the movement. So if we're looking for a bearish unicorn, it would be a bearish gap created inside of the breaker, a retest of the gap, and a respecting of the gap. Pretty high probability setup. Good morning. Looks like it wants to dump again. Yeah, I think, Jay, you're on the right track. Bookmap is a little indecisive at the moment. There's some orders up into the 40s right now. But I would anticipate, I mean, who knows? But I would anticipate potentially going lower. Strategy is wait for London high or low to get hit, then wait for some kind of indication. If price is going to go higher or lower, look at Bookmap. Yeah, I would say that's basically, if I'm trading ICT principles, that's what I look for too. Even with order flow and momentum, you want to trade that way as well. You want to wait for just clear confirmation that we're going to go in a certain direction. But this unicorn model that I just painted out from yesterday, man, that's kind of like the bread and butter. Not right there. It's right here. Bread and butter setup right there. Sweep of the London high and then the reversal. Would you say using Bookmap is helpful with ICT? Absolutely, dude. I think you're flying a little bit blind. You're handicapping yourself without using Bookmap. But if you're new to trading, I don't recommend jumping straight into Bookmap. I think you need to learn the fundamentals of the market first in terms of the market structure and all that, and add the Bookmap later. thinking about just shorting, I'd wait juiced. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily a wrong assessment, but I'd wait. I want to be responsible about it. I like that analysis, Samir. Verse of the day posted. Perfect timing. Verse of the day, 1 John 3:18. Dear children, let us not love with words or tongue, but with actions and in truth. I like that. I don't do a time frame on Bookmap. I zoom until there's clarity in the levels. So I kind of expand and contract until I can see clarity. I don't use the time splices. There's a slide bar for the bubbles at the top, Nicholas. At the very top, you hover your mouse over one of those slide bars. It'll say volume.size. Bradley Martin is your imposter. Ephesians 5:1, follow God's example as his dearly loved children. There you go. Hope you're doing good too, Keller. Appreciate that. You talk about the levels, Nicholas? You don't see the levels? No, I didn't. I woke up super late, Dre. I woke up unusually late for me. I guess my body is just from the way that I've been, how hard I've been working out. I don't know if that's what it is, but Andrew, that picture went away too fast for me to analyze it. You too, Jay. Appreciate that, man. Send it to me again and turn the duration off so that I can keep looking at it without it going away. Blew 2 of my evals yesterday. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That's right. I trade from 9:30 to 11. I I pay attention to the macros. Yeah, you're on NQ1. That should be the right contract. Make sure it's just go to the bar and search NQH 2026 just to make sure, but that should be the right. Andrew, what I would tell you, man, I see that you're in a little bit of drawdown already, and market's opening in 3 minutes. You got orders set on the chart from what I can see. I would clear all that and just be a little more patient. Wait for the market to tell you what it wants to do rather than trying to predict it. You ever use news to pass your evals? No. I made a video on that. I don't think that's a very sustainable way to trade. If you can't pass an eval in normal circumstances, you shouldn't try to YOLO it on news to pass it, because you still have to trade on a very consistent basis to get a payout. Passing the eval isn't the goal, it's getting payouts. And most firms don't allow you to trade news, or a lot of them at least. All right, 1 minute till market open here. Trading NQ. Is there news right now? No. It was at 8:30 a.m. PPI. Gotta check Forex Factory every morning, Lando. ForexFactory.com. I'll tell you whatever news is scheduled. Here we go. This is NASDAQ futures. Order book's a little thin at the moment. I don't trade Forex. Started on Forex. I don't trade it anymore. Hey, God bless, David. Have a good Friday, man. Have a good weekend, too. Look at this rich prick. What'd I do to you, man? Yeah, Nicholas, I can help you, but not during the, give me a little bit, not during market open like this. Bro, full of hatred first thing in the morning. Yeah, it's kind of wild, man. Or you could have been joking. I don't know. Give him the benefit of the doubt. Some people are jealous of gingers. Why no Forex? I just like futures. I like NASDAQ and S&P futures better. Seen a lot more success with it than I did when I was trading Forex. Orders are coming in higher here. I don't know. I don't trust it, but that's where they're coming in up into the 70s, up into the 80s now. 90s pushing. VWAP is at 24,945. Exactly, Everett. I mean, I even said I thought we were going to dump. So this is why I don't like to predict, because you could easily be wrong. I like to wait and react. You're exactly right. How much do I make from Africa? Focused on the wrong things, man. What do you think of ICT? Trade ICT. Rely a lot more heavily on order flow, I would say, but I loosely take trades. Like yesterday, my first trade that I took was an ICT setup. $2,000 a week. Can't do it, man. Can't sell out like that. You know better. Got orders coming in lower, down to 24,835 now. Stay patient, Nicholas. Nothing to see yet. We just swept this swing high here, so let's see what happens. Counteroffer SVJ and 20K a week. There's orders on both sides of price right now on Bookmap, so sit on your hands and stay patient. Excuse me. Still wouldn't do it. Bro, I thought Chris Bumstead was in the trenches. We're going to put a counter on the chat. Couldn't do it, Kyle. Couldn't sell my soul like that, man. Explain to you why not long. We got orders on both sides of the price right here on the Bookmap. Very well could go long. I mean, there's more orders above us, but I'm just not convinced. I'm not willing to risk taking a loss. I'm waiting for clear direction. What do you mean by lunch low? Lunchtime is from 12 till 1, and so that's the low that was during that session. See how price just came right back down into these 50s right here, Mark? That's why. Just right when I've learned that when the book map looks like this, I just stay out. Just keep my hands off the trigger. Keep my booger hooker off the bang switch, you know? $12. 12 is when it ends, and then it starts. I think I had mine start at 1 or 1:30. Is the book map free, sir? No, it is not. It's about $100 a month, but it is free to watch my screen on YouTube, and you can see it all the time during the AM session. Which eyes are you talking about? The next high is all the way up here, London high, New York PM high. So that's a pretty good distance. Unless we're looking at like a 4-hour, is there a 4-hour high or something around? Yeah, there's previous 4-hour lows right here, previous 4-hour open. If anything, I'd expect a push to midnight, but we'll see. VWAP again is at 24,938-ish, which would be like right in here, in this range, basically at the top of this next swing point. And orders are stacking to that level. It's actually more clear now. There's nothing really underneath us. So I would anticipate a push at least to that level. Now, people are yanking orders now. So this is a little unclear here. Be careful with this price action. Yanking in orders now. It's completely thinned out up to the VWAP. Dallas, what up? On the 5, it's going to the VWAP. I just started using the previous session highs and lows as targets. Yeah, this is definitely a little... Rodriguez, what's up, man? Indecisive. Look how much we just thinned out here on the book map. All these orders, there was more orders in here. They just got yanked. There was no orders underneath this. Those are getting injected now. So it's just a little bit choppy in this range here. Just be careful. You can, Lucas, you're supposed to edit your kill zones. I saw PJ post a video yesterday where he said he shuts his London session off at 5 a.m. Eastern time. I don't do that. I do it at 8. So from 2 a.m. Eastern time to 8 a.m., that's what my London is. 1900 to 2 a.m. is my Asia. You can see it right here. Screenshot it if you want. ES is dumping. It's a big order stack at 68.50. We're getting ready to absorb. Or it's going to edge it and turn right around. Doesn't show to the right enough. What do you mean by that? Screenshot my settings. See if that, whatever you're doing, will fix it. I also have these in the Discord. Liquidated. That's not good, man. Yeah, I did. I did make a video of that ever. It's on my it's on YouTube and on TikTok. Right back up we go. Yeah, this is very, be very careful with this price action, guys. Don't get impatient here and take something stupid. It's not worth it. Yeah, Claudio, I don't blame you. You want to see Bookmap? Excuse me. Isaiah, what's up, man? I use OBS and Streamlabs. How's it going, Isaiah? You guys class today? What am I watching? This is called Bookmap. Got a massive breaker here that we tapped back into. Now we're pushing up to the VWAP. Rejected off that VWAP at 24,925. Any orders above us on ES? Some, yeah, up to 68.75. Bunch of orders on NQ up higher here. Let's see if it pushes. Caden, what's up, man? What is this? This is Bookmap. Typically, you would expect on a normal day like yesterday when you see these levels like this, when it's just lit up super red, price is just going to fly up to those levels. But today's one of those days where you have to know that that's not what's taking place. So you got to be really careful. How would you draw the breaker on NQ? Look at the 1 minute. If you're on the 1 minute chart, that last up close before that big sweep lower. It's a long breaker though, man. It's a 57-point breaker. Bala, this is Bookmap. How come you use simulated data instead of real data? This is real data. This is live data, straight from DexFeed and Bookmap. People are getting eaten up with this price action, I guarantee it. CBD's at the bottom right on that, if you can kind of see it on your screen. I don't necessarily rely on it too heavily, but I pay attention to it. With this kind of price action, though, it's constantly changing. It's at negative 4,000 right now. Joy, I have not taken a trade, not in this garbage that we're seeing. Diminish, what's up, man? You're getting cooked. Sit on your hands, Lucas. Sit on your hands. This is why, sometimes people give me a hard time because they're like, you never take trades. I do take plenty of trades, but when you get in the habit of constantly taking trades and then you have a day like this and you're trying to constantly force a trade, this is when you get cooked. This price action could easily get you cooked. Yeah, on the 1 minute. I'm not sure what you're talking about him as. I love hearing that, Kenny. I love hearing that, man. A lot of trading is getting good at sitting here and not taking trades. This is NQ, yeah. And then this is ES right here. Just not clean, man. This is just not clean. Yesterday was a dream. Indecisive. That's what my thoughts are, Santi. Yesterday, I should replay yesterday's price action so you guys could see exactly what a beautiful day on Bookmap looks like. You could not have asked for a better day on Bookmap yesterday. Just clean, clean, clean. That's very true, Everett. That's a good, I hadn't thought about that. That is very true. It is a lot like fishing. Whole lot of prep. It's expensive. Lots of waiting. And then you get 2 minutes of action and the high or the rush is pretty unmatched. So sad. Yesterday I entered right before the dump, but my stops got manipulated. Yeah, it sucks. It's frustrating. If you were using Diminish, if you were using Bookmap, I swear I'm gonna, after I get off of here, I'm gonna replay yesterday's session on Bookmap. It was just beautiful, man. A lot of people who strictly trade ICT were like, "Oh, there's no entries because there wasn't enough pullbacks." But if you saw Bookmap, if you were using that, there were several little pitch and catch moments, meaning there was these slight pullbacks on the Bookmap up to like a key level where you saw a pocket of liquidity, like what you're having right here. and then you'd see just a major dump right afterwards. So you get in on that, and then you just absolutely hammer it to the downside. But with this, you see it's pulling back to those levels, and then and it's also very thin. Yesterday, it was just bright red all the way down. It was like, yeah, there's no question. Yeah, it's just respecting price, like it's going in a clear direction, Santi. Very little orders above, tons of orders below, strong moves down, slight pullbacks on the way down that you can potentially re-enter on. Just very clean. I need some crazy Trump tweet. Bomb Iran. That's all thanks to you, Bryson, not me. I appreciate you giving me credit, though, but at the same time, man, I can sit here and do this all day long, but if you're doing your own thing and not making changes and not bettering yourself, then it's not going to happen. So that's you that made the changes, you that did the execution, man. You got there. Slow and steady now. How can I get more news that affect the market besides Forex Factory? I have my notifications on for when Trump issues a Truth Social post. Seeing a tweet here that I'm not sure if it's real or not. Hang on. Always got to be careful. At 10:24 this morning, Friday, February 27th, the United States ambassador to Israel emailed his own staff and told them to leave the country immediately. Not next week, not when convenient, today. Mike Huckabee, the man Donald Trump personally, blah, 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 blah. When an ambassador tells them people to leave the country, blah, blah. Who knows? This would follow in line with my prediction that we're going to go to war with Iran pretty soon, but we'll see. C-bomb. You got to stick with it, Bryson, even when it gets hard, especially when it gets hard. If it was easy, everybody would do it. It's just like the gym, man. It's trading. If you got a background in working out or sports or anything like that, I feel like it gives you an edge in trading, because there's times when I was playing baseball or working out where it's just like, gosh, you feel like you're not seeing any results. You feel like you're regressing. But if you keep pushing through it, that's when you break through to a new level. I haven't taken anything. No, this is not anything I'm interested in. I want a long, to be honest with you. I want a long up to 24,950, but I'm not willing to risk it because it keeps just pulling back so hard. Wise words from a lumberjack. Appreciate that, Cam. I'm up 2.2 today. Need to sit on my hands. Hey, 2.2. Call it a day, man. Call it a day. You need advice for someone in their break-even stage, Ricky? That's the best, not the best place to be, obviously, but that's a great place to be because you're right there on the cusp, man. Make sure you're journaling. The craziest thing about trading, I was thinking about this last night, when you start to not give a crap, when you start to not, when you start to not try to force it so much, when you just kind of let things happen, you take good trades, you're not being irresponsible, you don't feel the pressure, that's when it really starts to just accelerate. The progress starts to accelerate. When you feel like you have to force things, you feel that panic inside of you, like, I don't know if this is going to work or not. I need to prove to myself that this is going to work. When you get rid of all that and you can just relax and realize that this, as long as you stick with this and you try to get better on a daily basis, it will work. Progress, I mean, it's crazy, man. It's crazy how fast things can turn around. $6K payout today. There you go. That's literally how I got profitable. Good setups, accept risk size, and don't care. Yeah, I mean that's really it. It's crazy. It's crazy like to say. It's like when you start to not care, that's when the results really start rolling in. Have you operated today, or are you going to operate? What do you mean by that, Rodriguez? You talking about workout? Or are you speaking that in the military sense? Appreciate those follows. Appreciate that a lot. We're so close to 20K or 20,000, man. 20,000 followers. We're so close. Need another like 1.5 or something. This is the 1 minute time frame right here. Need another basically 1.8. Excuse me. That's exactly right, Everett. Very true. How come there's so many fake trading accounts on TikTok? Scammers, man. They try to pretend to be other people. And I guess I was talking to somebody about that the other day. It must work a certain percentage of the time. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it. What's Bookmap saying? It's saying there's a ton of liquidity above us, but it's just not. It keeps holding in this little range right here. Blew my XFA this morning, 2 days away from a payout. That's tough, Chris. Sorry, man. Just bang that long. There you go, Juice. There's that 50 level that I was wanting to long to. Going higher. I can smell it. What does it smell like? Have a good one, Isaiah. Have a good day at school, man. Were you bearish coming to the day? Yeah, I think I said pre-market that I would expect a dump. So I don't like to predict price though, man. I like to just react with what we get. Orders down to 24,950. Could be the pullback for a move higher, but we'll see. Orders down to the VWAP at 68.70 on ES, pulling price lower here. See if NQ pulls back as well with it. Pushing up now. Still a set of orders at 24,950 on NQ. Could leave them behind and just push up. There's a lot of liquidity above us here. Steady looking for today. I would imagine, well, don't spam the chat, man. I'm just watching short term right here. I'm not talking long term. I'm thinking that here's what the book map looks like. But we keep getting these pullbacks. Got 3,500. What did it smell like, Juice? That's pretty funny. 2,500. Yep, that's where the big stack of orders is. These are the pullbacks I'm talking about, though, on the way up. ES has a bunch of orders above us, up to 68.90. There's orders at 60 or 25, 0, 10. But these are the pullbacks, man. So this is not what we were getting yesterday. If you saw these massive pockets of orders like we're seeing, like that up there at 2,500, you would just get absolutely. Yesterday it was like none of this. Excuse me, none of these heartbeat types of consolidating patterns. It was just straight through it. Yeah, now we're getting lower here. Can I show ES? Sorry. Yeah, here's ES. ES VWAP is at 68.70. So any push below that could go even lower. There's no telling though, man. I hate days like this where if I try to predict anything with this kind of price action, usually I'm pretty spot on, but days like this with the way that price is moving, it's kind of hard to predict, or kind of hard to analyze, I should say. What am I looking at? This is called Bookmap. You live every morning except for Thursdays, man. I have class on Thursday morning, so I can't go live then. What is Bookmap? It is level 2 data. It's a software that shows level 2 data. It's not clean price action, man. Just be careful. We're underneath the VWAP a little bit right now on ES. Use MetaTrader 4. The VWAP on mine and Q was just hit. I anchored my VWAP to the opening at 6 p.m. Eastern time. That's what I have my anchor to on Bookmap. On my trading view, it looks different also. It's off by a couple points. Let's see what it is on here. It's 6871.19 on my trading view. Yeah, I don't trust it. I'd be careful. Were you talking about the NQ Bookmap, Nika? Is that what you wanted to see? Or did you want to see the chart? I knew somebody was about to say that, Cam. It's his name, Nika. There's all these all these orders just came in on NQ. Can you send me the order flow or Bookmap? What do you mean? You get Bookmap from bookmap.com. It's a software you download. No, Claudio, I took like 4 or 5 trades yesterday. Fix your screen. This is Bookmap, man. Not always. This means there's no orders really. I mean, very thin orders. The more colors, the more orders. Adam, yesterday was a little different, man. So I'm not interested in this right here. So I'll give you a little rundown real quick of what I did yesterday. There was this unicorn setup. We swept London high up here. 5-minute breaker. There was a 4-minute fair value gap inside of that breaker right here. I took that short down to this swing low because it was right before market open. It was like 9:15 or 9:20, something like that, 9:24. And then once market opened, I was using Bookmap. I kind of, at that point, had abandoned ICT because there's really, if you were trading only ICT, there weren't a whole lot of entries there. So I was trading Bookmap, and I was seeing key levels like you were seeing on the Bookmap just a second ago, where you see these major pockets of liquidity. That's where I was taking profit. And then I was getting back in once there was continuation down. So I rode that move literally all the way down. So if it was an ICT trade, probably would have just held the trade. But since I was trading Bookmap, I was specifically targeting key levels I was seeing on Bookmap, big pockets of liquidity. Because I was anticipating, all right, we can't keep going lower, right? It's going to eventually turn around. So I was trying to be careful of, allowing trades to come back on me. Bounced right off the VWAP there and pushed right back up. What's a breaker? In that case, it was the last leg down before a sweep higher. If it's a bearish breaker, that's what that is, a last leg down before a sweep higher. Bullish breaker is a last leg up before a sweep lower. Did you fully recover from January? Pretty dang close, man. I mean, do you ever really fully recover? That money will never return. It's like when you go to the casino and you lose money and then you win a bunch back. It's like, yeah, but you still lost money to begin with, so you're never actually going to get that money back. But yeah, I'm getting there. What happened in January? Lost about 40,000. Got cooked. I have not entered, no. Haven't taken anything yet. Just kind of want to see this just make a really clear run in one direction. We keep getting these pullbacks. Bookmap is not really guiding me very well. It's tough. I would have been depressed. Yeah, tell me about it. Lost 25K Monday. Dang, man. We do bounce back, man. Bounce back. It's tough. Were you following your rules or just bad PA? I was following my rules initially and was losing and then kind of tilted. Not kind of tilted. Tilted. Yeah, my head jump time, as my Nana would say. Just undisciplined, man. Knew better. Just undisciplined. Why are you not longing? Because I don't trust these strong pullbacks like this. I do think it's going to go higher, especially because of what I'm seeing on the book map, but just a little hesitant with what I'm seeing, with the way price has been behaving. Absorbed a ton of liquidity up to that 24,999 and then completely turned around there. I trade ICT principles loosely, but I rely heavily on order flow and momentum. Order flow momentum is what I've been leaning more heavily on. This is why I'm not longing for whoever asked that just a second ago. How do you fix the tilt after a loss? That's the most difficult part. You got to turn it off, man. You got to turn it off. And you got to have a goldfish memory. If you followed your rules and just the trade didn't play out, you got to be okay with the fact that you followed your rules and it just probability wasn't in your favor that time. What's your honest opinion on trend line trading? I think there's more effective trading styles, but as I've said, you can be profitable with virtually any trading strategy. 80 to 90% of trading successfully is psychology. That's my honest opinion. I wouldn't pick trend lines. I would pick other trading styles before that. But I think that you can be successful as a trend line trader. I just don't think that that's an effective drawing. I don't think that's necessarily the most effective way to trade. It's your VWAP setting. It's default. Only thing I did was take the bands off, take the number 2, number 3 band off, and made it blue. Or it might have already been blue, but. Yeah, this is NQ futures. UNBM in bookmap? Is that what you're asking? Chris Bumstead. Appreciate that, man. Order down, big order, stack of orders down at 24,945. Yeah, I don't know, man. We need a counter. I'm saying though, there's more orders that just came in down there. I saw that we hit it at 10:26:45 around then. There's another right after we hit it, more orders came in. It hasn't been absorbed. I'll show you what it looks like. So we hit it right here, and then right afterwards, orders got injected right there. Not every guy with a hat and beard is C-bomb. You want to see it explode below us? You want it to go down, Everett? I don't care which way it goes. I just want it to go. Can you guys hear the music, by the way? Is that still playing? Good. I felt like I was getting a little shadow. Every time I played music, I felt like I get shadow ban. You show yes? Yeah. Dude, I haven't been on Arc Raiders in probably since the new year. Something like that. I haven't had time, man. I've been playing really anything. I'll hop on Tarkov every once in a while and get absolutely crapped on. What am I looking at? This is called Bookmap. Level 2 data software. This is just ugly. Ugly, ugly. Yeah, I don't blame you for hopping off. There's those 45 orders coming. Do I think Bookmap's worth it? Absolutely, man. I honestly think it's one of the most valuable tools you can have in your tool belt. Iran situation's dire. I think you're right about that, man. I think it's pretty. I think it's sooner rather than later something's gonna pop off there. Hell Let Loose is a good game, man. It's fun. Takes some figuring out, but it's fun. Favorite TV series? That's tough. Walking Dead was good. I got into that pretty heavy when it first was out. Dexter is pretty good. Dexter gets repetitive, though. I thought The Walking Dead was really good. Bounced right off that VWAP. That's awesome, dude. First ever payout. 700 USD. It's not just a start, man. That's awesome. That's a huge deal. Most people never do exactly what you just did. Most people that try this out never get to that level. How fast was the payout? How fast, like from the time you requested it, how long did it take to hit your bank account? You'll get banned super fast, man. You seen Westworld? I've seen clips of Westworld, and it's a show that I want to watch, but they took it off of HBO, didn't they? One day, because I'm in Europe. Okay. Yeah. Every person that I've talked to that's taken payouts with them there in the United States, and it's been literally under a minute, like pretty ridiculously quick. That's the 5 minute. Where is it? TFO. Where can I find it? Yeah, 1 day payout is good. It's my only knock. I love Apex, but my only knock with them is how long it takes for their payouts to go through. All that whole process, they need to expedite that process. Yeah, it did. Yeah. Also depends on which account type you're withdrawing from, I believe. Manipulation at midnight didn't sink lower. I could see that. Lucid's pretty solid, man. I mean, they're doing it right. I think I called that at the beginning. It was in January or December. I said I think Lucid will be the next fastest growing firm. They listen to their customers. They make it very user friendly. They're straightforward about the rules. Payouts are super fast. I was hesitant to try them out just because the name. I'll be completely honest. The name to me wasn't. It sounded kind of lucid trading. It didn't sound as professional as I would normally anticipate a firm's name being. But maybe that's a silly reason to not trade with somebody. I don't know, Genius. We'll see. What's the Lucid 50K? It depends on the account type. The Flex, if you haven't bought a Lucid, I think they're still running the 50% off. So the Lucid Flex 50K accounts, I believe, are $65. You can get 2 of them. And then after that, it's 40% off. So it's like 75. Talking about with TPT. Tried with Trade Day. I've never heard of Trade Day. Or are you talking about Tradeify? Bro, if I lose 300 more, I'm going to blow my eval. It happens, man. It happens. The majority of people blow their first several evals. I don't have any Apex at the moment. What's the Flex mean? It's an account type that they offer. The reason I go with the Flex accounts is because they have no consistency rule in the funded stage. You can scroll down as soon as you go to lucidtrading.com. You can scroll down and then look at all the different account types. They got Lucid Pro, Lucid Black, Lucid Flex, Lucid Direct, and then you can look at the rules for eval and then the funded rules. Lays it out pretty clearly. Philip, what's up, man? Chicago firm, okay. I had not heard of them. That's interesting. I'll check that out. Doing great, man. Cannot complain. These orders right here at 2,500. Price acts like it wants to take them, but it's just rejecting right at that, right in the low 90s. High school, Mom. She was high school guidance counselor. She was Ray Cameron's guidance counselor. Shoulders looking swole. P&L for the week is the same way. I'm feeling not very swole at the moment, man, but thank you. P&L is looking good for the week. P&L is looking good for the week. I think we're up about 7K for the week so far. Today sucks, yeah. Definitely not ideal. Yeah, this price action sucks. Use the restroom real quick. Yeah, TFL, that's a great word of advice. Not just, don't just do the cancel all, flatten all, cancel all orders. Go into Tradeovate or whatever account, like whether you're using Rhythmic or whatever, and make sure that on each individual account you hit exit at market and make sure there's nothing on the charts, because I've gotten burned so many times from that. Bro, what are you talking about? Yeah, if you're fading this PA, you're definitely doing the right thing. Somebody came in here earlier and said, "Why aren't you long?" This is why. Rodriguez now. Not trading this crap. Need a breakout. It keeps coming to these low 90s and acting like it wants to take that 2,500. It might take it. Yeah, there it goes. Barely took it. Yeah, I mean, even if something played out that you were eyeballing, I wouldn't feel bad about that, man. How did you overcome greed and giving back money to the market when you were already green? I'm still working on that. Yesterday, I took my last trade of the day. I gave 200 of it back. I was up 5,000, over 5,000 yesterday. Ended up giving 200 of it back on 5 accounts. So, I mean, I'm still guilty of that sometimes, but I know the best way to get over it, which is to have a set number of trades that you're going to take in a day. And once you hit that, don't take any more, whatever, wherever you're standing, whether it's green or red. To me, that's the best way to overcome overtrading. 24,810. Who said that? Oh, you're talking about earlier. There was an entry. Yeah, after the sweep of those lows there, but we had all these lows, these draws underneath us, so it's hard to know that we were going to go up from there. Just be careful with this stuff, man. This is, to me, not ideal. I'm sure he did cook if he entered at 24,780. Did you finish your school? I'm still in school. No class on Fridays. That's how I set my schedule up. Hit TP, greenback from a brutal month, and ended barely in the green. Appreciate you for keeping my mental straight, Aiden, man. Glad to hear that, Kenny. You ever hear of autopilot? I have. Yeah, you can get them to like follow politicians and stuff and mimic their trading style or their patterns. A lot of orders flashing up into the 20s here. It's just stalling. Put my trade to break even on this morning. Yeah, I'm not trading this bullshit price action, dude. What time is it? I have not seen that. I'm not interested in trading this, man. Carlo, what up? I didn't take a trade. No entry point. What's your best advice to someone very new to day trading? Slow and steady, man. Do not rush this process. That does not get you there quicker. Slow and steady gets you there the quickest. I would not use your own personal capital, Ryan. I've definitely utilized prop firms. Way more cost effective. Why do people say there's no money in futures? Because they're ill-informed. People, retail traders who make millions and millions of dollars from futures. How long you been trading for? Over 4 years. Pushing 5 years now. Can you see ES Bookmap? Yeah. There you go, Jonas. My mentor said futures is where you make millions, day trading is where you make racks. That doesn't necessarily make sense because you can day trade futures, which is what I do. You can day trade virtually anything. Day trading is just a method. Futures is an instrument or a style of instrument. Would you say it's a choppy day? Absolutely. It's definitely not. It's a seek and destroy price action day, which this isn't really. This is not good odds for me personally, trading that. And you got to know these things and fade the day. If you see this, don't try to force something. How confusing was it when you first started? Was it like learning hieroglyphics? Wasn't confusing, man. I mean, I had some experience already coming from Forex, so it wasn't like it was super complex. It was just learning the psychology was the toughest part, and it remains the toughest part. Psychology is the toughest part. Learning to not click the button. That's the hardest thing. Seriously, it's the hardest thing. Turn your mouse off, disconnect it, do something, cut your hand off, tie a belt around your arm till your hand goes numb so you can't feel it. Do something. I mean, that's the biggest thing with trading is just don't click the button. Just wait. It's not, Nicholas. I'm get off at 11 though. It's bouncing right off this VWAP. When did you go full time? When I started school back in, I can't even remember when. Appreciate it, man. You have a good weekend too. No one believes me that you're the songbird of our generation. Will you be back on Monday? Yeah, I will. NQ futures is typically what I've been trading recently, but it all depends. There are months where I feel like ES is just way cleaner. Do I still like longs? It's just staying in this range, man. It's bouncing between the VWAP and this 2500 level. It's got momentum going to the 2500 right now. you know, in a typical book map day, this is going to just shoot up to that 2,500 based on what I'm seeing. But it's looking like it wants to pull back into the 70s, low 70s here, maybe even into the 60s before it does that. Yeah, see, there's the push. Videos that I recommend. It's hard to say, man. It's hard to say. If you're going to trade ICT, the ICT 2022 mentorship is a great series. The guy's annoying. He yaps a lot. They're long videos, but it's got some great information in there. This is getting ready to shoot up to the 2,500, I think. As soon as I say that, it's dipping out of these low 90s. C-Bum is trading now. He is. Just sat on my hands and turned off the charts. Amir, I think that's the best move, man. That's a responsible move, in my opinion. Hunter, what's up? Doing shots every time, C-Bum. Thank you for everything you do. Hey, I appreciate that, man. A lot of orders above us. You would think this is just going to take off up to the 30s or the 40s, but it keeps turning around right here, so I'd be very careful getting into this. Very careful. This is the level that we've turned around several times now. Like I said, it could take off, but that'd be a gamble, given the fact that we've turned around. Now you could say this is a 3-drive pattern, potentially. Not even, though. I don't even know what's going to happen here, dude. Your guess is as good as mine. Take these orders and dump, maybe. There you go, Hunter. That's awesome, man. Yeah, there you go. Come back Monday, man. One eval, one pay. There you go. Have you entered? No. That's good, Amir. Past the only eval you've ever bought. That means you probably spent a lot of time paper trading and trying to get a strategy squared away. Just remember though, I'll tell you this based on my own experience. When I first started and I blew my first couple of evals, I was like, man, this is stupid. Like, I am an idiot. I don't know what I'm doing. Just remember, that's not what that means. It's part of the process. It's a very difficult thing to do, to, have such a small amount of runway and to be able to do this. So you're on the right track, but don't get discouraged if something negative happens or something happens. Just keep going. You're in from 811? Dude, I'd be trailing. How are you holding through all of this? 811. I don't know what your sizing is, but I'd be scaling out of that. I don't need, my trades, I don't need to hold that long. I don't need that many points to be very profitable. What was your sizing? Been passing evals and blowing them right away. You need to make sure you're taking note of what you're doing that's so successful with the evals that you're not doing with the fundeds, or vice versa. What are you doing in the fundeds that you're not doing in the evals that's causing you to blow up? All right, guys, it's 11:07. I get off at 11, so I'm going to call it. This is not anything I'm interested in, just yo-yoing. I'll be back on Monday, though, and we'll be ready to rock. You guys drop a follow if you haven't already. Appreciate all the engagement, the likes, everything. You guys are awesome. Psychology, yeah, I think that's a huge part of it. But try to nail down exactly what part of the psychology. Are you scared? Like, is it the fact that it's real money now and it's creating some sort of anxiety? Scared may not be the right word, but some sort of angst or anxiety inside of you. Figure out what that is. If that's the case, my suggestion is lower your sizing. Maybe that'll help. That always helps me when I'm having those sorts of feelings. If I'm having a day where I'm just like really anxious about price action or just anxious in general, I won't hesitate to drop down to micros, and only a few micros, like 1 or 2. Every day doesn't have to be a big home run. It can be, you can make $100, $150, $200, and it'd still be a great day. Or no trades at all. Like today, I'm probably not going to take a trade. I might take a stab at something if I want, but it's going to be very low risk. I'm not going to risk more than $200 today if I do take a trade during the PM session. So, you guys have a good one. Take care. Have a good weekend. Be safe. God bless you. Appreciate you. Love you guys. We'll see you on Monday.